Hello, and welcome to our very first Extremely Casual Gamers expansion with Ellie, Chris, and Guy. This is a casual gaming podcast for the everyday gamer, and today we've got our first guest in here. She's actually one of my best friends. This person is a TV host, top TV host for Celebrity Treasure Island on TVNZ. She's also top radio host at ZM's Bree and Clint. She's also an author, in fact. She is a public farter. Most importantly, though, she is a gamer. Hello, Bree Tomasel.
Oh, guys, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, it's good to have you here.
Did you have to bring up the hotness scale on this podcast?
Yeah, we did.
Got the call up.
It's been low for some time now.
Yeah, good. Yeah. I didn't know whether to take offence to expansion version.
Oh, yeah, no, that definitely wasn't to do with
That's
the size.
related to gaming.
Yeah, gaming.
Okay,
good.
Yeah,
good.
All
so
right.
that's our first test, right? A non-gamer would get offended by that, but you knew that like expansion pass was a thing.
knew.
No, I knew.
Yeah.
You got
I
it.
knew, guys.
Love it. Hey, well, this is our first guest episode, and we're wanting to do this a little bit more frequently. We just want to chat to people who are actually just sneaky little casual gamers. And we've, Bree, you're actually a sneaky little casual gamer.
Yeah,
aren't
closet gamer. Used to be, but I'm out now.
So that's good, right? Because this is part of the reason we wanted to start the podcast was people ask what my hobbies are. And I'm like, rugby league, cars. I'm a gamer. I play video games way more than I watch rugby league.
Yeah.
That'd be top of the list for you.
It would, but for some reason you don't put it out there. But you are now as well?
Yeah, mate, for a couple of years, I think. And people are always quite shocked. I don't know about you guys. Maybe because I seem like I'm an adult.
Oh, yeah.
Or that I'm female, I
think it's that as well.
which is the main thing.
Yeah.
People are always like, you game? And then they'll always question me on it. And they'll be like, oh, what games you play?
Oh, like the gatekeeping it?
Yeah.
It's
Like what you guys are going to do today.
I was about to say I'm going to change my first question.
It's like when you wear a band T-shirt and someone's like, "Oh, you like Led Zeppelin?
What songs?
Name an album."
Yeah, and you're like,
Exactly
like,
like that.
Well, to be honest, Zeppelin's albums didn't really have names. It was just Led Zeppelin 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, was it?
was it?
Okay,
Yeah.
smarter.
And
Wow.
please don't ask me to name any Led Zeppelin songs.
I only use that as an example because I had a Led Zeppelin T-shirt that
Name
my
a
wife
song.
got me.
Oh,
God.
Cashmere,
Dog.
Cashmere, Stairway to
nice.
Heaven. Is that was
Yeah,
it?
no, it is.
Wait,
Cool,
is
cool,
it?
cool.
Or was it AC/DC? No, wait. No,
Ellie.
it's not. No, I
It's a
can't.
gaming podcast.
Yeah, nothing. Hey, Bree, do you want to just quickly, for people who may not know you from like within New Zealand, you want to give us like 20-second little, wrap of who you are?
I'm pretty much an Aussie that got deported from Australia, sent to New Zealand to do radio, and I've been here now in NZ for 7 years.
Crazy.
That has
Time
flown
flies.
by. Yeah.
Yeah, it really goes quick. And so now my accent, you might notice, is mesh between Kiwi and Australian.
It's just full-blown
Just
Aussie.
Aussie. No.
I say dance now.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
What do
Say
you normally?
dance.
How do Aussie say?
Dance.
Oh, dance.
Dance.
It's because she's going to present the next series of Dancing with the Stars.
That's why I didn't get the job.
Gutted.
Yeah,
Gutted about
exactly. But yeah, so I actually produced Bree on her first radio show in New Zealand. You had a radio show, other radio shows in Australia, but that's how we became very good friends.
Instant best friends.
Instant, yeah. And you also were a bit of a you still are, social media star, and you publicly fart and film people's reactions.
That
and I
was
love
Ellie's
it.
fault, by
No.
the way.
100%.
I made these
Yeah.
farting videos where I would fart in front of someone and get their reaction. And I put together a compilation. I went, oh, maybe this is a bit too far for the internet. And I showed Ellie, and she goes, this has to be on the internet immediately. So,
And it went really well, didn't it?
look, it did go all right.
It did go very well.
I was known as the female farter for a long time, and I'm proud of it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Badge
You
of
wanna-
honor.
Yeah.
Farts will always be funny.
Always.
agree.
funny.
Always.
Chris is just silent.
No.
here.
I love farts as well.
Okay,
it's just
cool.
that when these two get together and now there's a third person,
Yeah.
Yeah,
It gets
I feel
pretty-
sorry for you.
very fart heavy.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. It is.
Fortunately, not actual farts. Because
Not yet.
Ellie has threatened several times to actually do one in the studio here, and she hasn't. We've
I
been doing
haven't.
it for a year and a half.
Do you know that's a faux pas to do it in a confined area?
What, like a death wish?
I got
Like
taken. I got taken to HR, and I'm not allowed to fart in the studio
Is
anymore.
this true?
It could be.
Because if someone took you to HR over a fart, that is brilliant.
Yeah.
Did you hear about the girl that got taken to court for sending her current boyfriend's ex videos of her farting?
No.
Happened last week. She got taken to court and got convicted of the crime of harassment.
Her ex-boyfriend.
Really?
No, her current boyfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was sending his ex-girlfriend,
Oh, wow.
videos of herself farting and laughing, and then she took her to court.
What
Oh
on
my
what
gosh.
grounds? Like assault,
Harassment.
harassment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Harassment, am I right?
Hey.
Good one
Imagine
from
being
you,
the
mate.
judge waking up that morning, popping into work, and be like, "All right, what's
Okay,
on,
what
what's
have
on
we
the
got?
cards today?" And he's like, double checking. He's like, "Is this serious?"
Wild
Yeah.
day.
Why is it a
Wild.
dude, guy? Anyway, just getting back to gaming.
Yeah, back to gaming.
Yeah,
Sorry,
back to gaming.
So
Sorry.
far heavy.
Bree, just to paint a picture, when I get home after a pretty easy day's work in radio, as we all know.
Pretty short, yeah.
Wife goes to bed at 9 o'clock, and then I'll jump on and play, your Elden Rings, jump on Helldivers 2 with Guy, play PlayStation mostly. Ellie, you don't really turn your PlayStation on.
Not often.
Yeah. Guy, you're playing all sorts of games and things.
Yeah, I'm all over the show.
So paint a little picture for us in terms of when you sit down to play some games, when are you doing it? What are you playing?
Yeah, normally, like you, Keezy, when I get home from work, I'll send a text around to my mates. Hey, anyone keen for a game of Fortnite?
Oh, right, yeah.
Nice.
Turn on a little sneaky game of Fortnite. Maybe a bit of The Last of Us.
Oh, how good.
Been loving that. And I actually never played that game originally. And I watched the show when it was blowing up. And I was like, I'm deeply obsessed with this show.
That show was great.
It turned on a lot of people to the actual game. Some
Shit.
people watched the TV show and thought it was fantastic, which
Yeah.
it was. And then their partners would be like, this is a video game, right?
Like the whole
what?
story is exactly the video game,
Yeah.
which
it's
is great.
exactly the same.
So you're enjoying the game? You enjoyed playing it?
I'm absolutely fizzing for it. And I had this real dilemma because I finished part 1 and then I was like, okay, I started playing part 2 because I was so into it. And then I was like, shit, I don't know if I want to play it because I
You
want
want-
to watch the show.
Yeah. So how far into part 2 did you get?
I am halfway.
Okay, so without
couldn't
spoilers,
resist.
you know the controversial thing in part 2. You know
Right at the start.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're aware of that. Cool. Okay.
And once I saw that, I was like, oh shit, well, I'm this far.
yeah, right.
I was like, oh, it's
Yeah.
been ruined.
And so we're not going to ruin what happens for people
No.
who haven't played it yet, but that's the thing that, Guy, you and I were discussing this. When they make series 2 of the TV show, which they're shooting right now, and
Yeah.
it's coming out
Yeah.
soon, how the hell do you think they're going to handle that?
I don't know. It's there's a lot of pressure, I feel like, on
Yeah.
season 2. Like a lot of pressure on that season after how well the first one went.
Mm.
Like I was so deep into it. I watched the making of the show. I
Yeah.
watched like all the background, everything. But I think that game's made me smarter.
Really? How do you mean?
Like legit. Like
Yeah,
not
like,
even
how do you
bullshit.
mean?
So after playing season 1, so I'd done maybe 1 or 2 escape rooms in my life.
Ah, right.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Like I was dead weight in that room. Like just horrible. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I have no idea. I'd played season 1 and then I happened to be doing an escape room with some friends. I was the MVP.
Really?
In there. Like you should have seen me. Like I was just like, I think it's this and then that's happening. Like it just makes your
From
brain.
playing Last of Us.
Yeah.
Because it makes you, because when you go into a room in Last of Us, you really want to search the room for as many things as possible, right? So I
Yeah.
guess
So what?
in your brain, so in the escape room, were you like getting like a screwdriver and some tape and just making a shift? Like, what are you doing, Bree? It's like, I don't know. It's just
In case. Just in case.
picking
It
up all the
worked.
bricks and bottles and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So what
it's-
you're saying is that gaming made you smarter.
I think so.
We're getting that on the record that gaming made you smarter.
I actually feel like I legit will put my name on it.
Love it.
That it makes your brain think in different ways.
You're
I
right.
100% agree with you because we did an escape room a couple of years ago with my in-laws and the family and stuff. And my wife came away and was just like, "You're so good at that." And I'm like, yeah, like, thank you very much. But it's genuinely, it's just a massive video game.
That's
except
what it
for
is.
when
Yeah.
you can't figure it out, you can't ask for a hint or anything. But you are looking around the room trying to piece things together. And that is very much from solving all the little puzzles and stuff in video games.
Yeah.
It has real world value.
Yes,
Yeah.
it does.
For half an hour, once every couple of years, when you do an escape room.
And that's what you should all tell your partners.
Yeah.
Exactly.
This is
exactly.
making me more intelligent.
You mentioned before, so we talked about Last of Us, but you mentioned Fortnite as well. Have you
Yeah.
been playing Fortnite for ages? Like early season doors, or have you kind of jumped on it recently?
I wouldn't say I'm an early season doors. It actually got me back into gaming.
Yeah.
Fortnite, and it was during lockdown. And in Auckland, if you guys were all here, which I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure you were, that horrendous lockdown at the end of
Yes, it was in August of
Was it
2021.
was it the August one,
Oh.
the Auckland one only?
Yeah, the one that went on for a while and it was
where we had like borders, like we couldn't leave.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
that
Yes,
one.
that one
I
where
hated that one.
it
Yeah.
wasn't new and exciting,
No.
and the whole
No.
country was in it together. It was that horrible shit fight. And the reason why I got back into gaming was to have human connection.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Fortnite was the game that a couple of my mates I knew were playing. And at the time, the only gaming console that I owned was a Nintendo Switch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And one of my friends said, I'm pretty sure you can play on that. And you should have seen me trying to set up this Nintendo Switch. And it's so much harder.
So did you have it on the dock and the TV, or were you trying to do it with the two Wii remote?
Nah. It was on the TV.
Right, okay.
And I used to play every night with mates. My brother would jump on, and it was just that connection with friends
Yeah.
that like got me back into it, and then I've been into it ever since.
How good.
Oh, that's
And-
awesome.
And so, because do you do it, as you mentioned, with your brother and stuff, so you're doing it with mates that are back in Aussie, or?
All over.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
So like my brother and I, that's how we catch up still to this day. Like we'll
It's
jump
great
on
for that,
and-
isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and we'll play some games, and you
Yeah.
know you can chat while you're playing, which is really good. And then I had a group of our squad, our Fortnite squad over lockdown. This one guy that was in it, I'd never met before.
Right.
Still to this day, never met him in person, but he's like one of my good mates.
Oh,
And then he moved overseas, so I never actually met him in person.
But you can still
Oh.
link up with them on Fortnite, though. It depends
Yes.
on time zones and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's living in Japan or something.
Oh,
now.
wow.
how
Similar
cool.
thing happened. Guy, we've got a little squad of 4. And Pugs, who's our producer at Radio Hodaki, and my other mate, Nate, who lives down in Christchurch, they play together once, twice a week with us, and they'd never met. And then, like a few weeks ago, they met at a bar in Christchurch when
Was
I
it
was there.
weird?
Yes, it was, because it was like, Pugs, this is Nate, and it's just 2 guys in their 30s who
know
are just
Nate?
like, oh,
Yeah.
hi, and it was like kind of awkward. And the Pugs, like, oh, anyway, I better go back and set up. It's
Yeah.
just, okay, see ya.
Even though they've probably talked for a million hours over
100%.
the games. Yeah,
100%.
Exactly.
You wouldn't think that they hadn't met based on the conversations that we have when we play.
That's
Like,
right.
it's- Yeah.
true.
Do you guys get jealous like when other members of your squad go
play
out?
without you.
Yeah, play without you and have other squads on the side.
We're actually pretty good in this. If we're using this our squad as an example, it's kind of like one of us will suggest it, one will say yes, one will say yes, and if one person says no, then the other ones are just like, oh, we'll do it another time.
Because you
Like,
want
it's
the
kinda
full
like,
squad
Yeah.
in this particular game that we played. Does your squad have a name?
We don't.
There wasn't any fun names thrown around during lockdown?
There
Like-
might have been. Nothing that comes to mind that
Yeah,
I can
right.
remember. Funny story though from our squad. And this is when I was obviously just getting back into gaming. One of our players, every game, like after we'd finish, she would say GG's. And I
Yeah.
would be like, GG's. No idea what it meant.
About to say.
I thought it meant like gotta go. And I'd be like, sweet, me too, GG's.
ya.
Yeah,
GG's.
yeah, yeah.
A year later, she was like, you know that means good game. And I was
Oh
like,
my gosh.
oh, yeah. She knew. She knew.
I've not been
Yeah.
using it in everyday life when I say goodbye to people. Catch up for a
No,
coffee,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
GG's.
G2G. I love
Signing
it.
off the radio show with GG.
You mentioned before that you got back into gaming. So that
Yes.
means in my head you obviously were gaming at some point in your life. Was that in your childhood?
Yeah.
And why? So what did you play in your childhood? And then why did you stop? Do you know what I mean? Like what
Totally.
trained you out of it?
Oh, let me take you back to
All right.
my first console. which
1933.
Hang on, wait.
1933.
So people's first console tells you how old they are.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
What was
Okay,
your
I'll
first
tell you my
console?
first console, and
Yeah.
then you guys. Actually, no, I don't want to play that game. Sega Mega Drive.
Ooh. I feel like
It's old.
anything that's a Sega, it's
Excuse you.
That is kind of
Not the first one, the second one.
Oh yeah, no, okay. so
Sega
it's a
Mega
little bit
Drive
old.
2.
Okay.
like, we've got a
Wait,
poster behind
yes,
us that's
wait.
got like a timeline of.
To be fair, in Bree's defense, she does have an older sister. So I'm going to say
Oh,
that.
don't try and save
You
me.
are the middle
Don't
child.
try and save me.
The only one on this poster is Sega Genesis Mega Drive from 1988. You said it was the second one that you had, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
no,
so
the L
yeah.
controller didn't look like that.
okay, it must be okay. So
It'll be so early 90s, something like that.
late 90s,
Yeah.
mid 90s.
No, I was like 3 in the early 90s.
Oh, yeah.
Legit. Look, we lived in the country and we got things late.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
actual true. And I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure it was a hand-me-down console from
Yeah.
our rich cousins.
Who just got a PlayStation for
who
Christmas.
Just got a PlayStation. We got a PlayStation 1 in like 2010. So
still trying to set it up.
yeah, still
Yeah.
trying to. The connections didn't work on the TV anymore. But yeah, Sega Mega Drive, Sonic was huge in our household.
cool.
Loved us a bit
Yeah.
of Sonic. I was a big Knuckles fan.
Knuckles is the man. Have
Yeah.
you ever played?
Yeah.
Have you ever? So you've got Sonic who's fast, and you've got Tails who can sort of fly.
Yeah.
But Knuckles was just tough.
He's
and
the
could
red one, eh?
Smash
He
everything.
was
yeah.
jacked,
Yeah,
eh?
yeah.
He was the man.
Yeah.
Didn't play it. But that sounds fun.
Ellie's too young. Sorry, we get it.
Sorry,
Ellie's
God,
too
so
young.
young.
Yeah.
And then moved on to, we eventually did get a PlayStation 1, and the games that we played on that were Colin McRae Rally.
Oh,
Yes.
throwback.
Great game.
How bloody good. Gran Turismo.
Of course.
Nice.
The
Huge.
OG.
GoldenEye 007.
Oh.
Massive.
Yeah.
Massive. And of course, I mean, the OG Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, nice. I can
It's
meet
It's a
you on
great
that
catalogue.
one.
Yeah.
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 Do you remember the first time you ever played a Grand Theft Auto game? Have you ever played one?
Yes, I played. I feel like it was on Sega Mega Drive, and it was when it was
Top down?
Top down.
Yeah.
So that was 1 or 2. So that,
1 and
yeah,
2,
wow, yeah.
and then they had like a spin-off one called like Grand Theft Auto London, I think.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Because
but-
I always vividly remember the first time I saw my cousin playing a Grand Theft Auto game. He was playing Grand Theft Auto Vice City, and I was like, what is this game?
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
like a genuine formative moment in my
Yeah,
gaming
same.
life.
I remember
yeah.
when my neighbor was playing Grand Theft Auto 3, and I'd seen Grand Theft Auto 1 and 2, and then we just, this is Grand Theft Auto. I was like, what?
Yeah, it's
What
like,
is
man.
this?
Blew my mind. It's in third person in 3D, and he's running a. Oh, yeah,
It's pretty
my mind.
amazing.
Yeah.
I loved it so much that I ended up writing my own TV show episode that I then filmed on the family video camera.
Really?
And used the music that you get when you jump into certain cars in GTA.
Are you serious?
Does your
Dead
parents still have
serious.
it?
That's got to.
I'm pretty sure they still have it.
You have to find that.
That is way more out there in terms of gamer nerdiness than
Yeah.
me.
Oh,
Like,
mate, I'm a huge gamer nerd.
Yeah.
that's awesome.
And you're neurodivergent. I
And-
want to pop that in there too. You're
Well, after that story, I think people are should.
So, PlayStation 1, Colin McRae, all those great old titles that I haven't actually thought about in years. And then, is there a game that when you go back and you think of just one of the greatest games you've ever played? For me, it's Age of Empires 2, Ellie, The Sims.
Both.
yeah.
I literally, the two games I wrote down, I played them both on computer. But yeah, Age of Empires, I was deeply
How
obsessed
good,
with.
yeah.
And then I keep getting these like videos pop up in my TikTok for like the today and
The new version of
the
it.
new
So
version.
when you were playing Fortnite to keep up with your mates in lockdown, I did that, but with the new version of Age of Empires 2 and my mates. So like
Yeah.
Mania at work, and
Is
like
it good?
It's amazing.
Really?
It still kicks ass.
I need to get it.
Yeah.
It's on my list.
So those are some of the games that were formative in terms of your gaming as well.
Absolutely. The Sims, I mean,
Yeah.
we all did things with the Sims.
Oh yeah, we did. Oh yeah.
We spent 45 minutes making our characters, making our house.
Yeah.
We got them a job, and then we killed them. That's
Yeah.
just what
No,
we
we
did.
made them have.
I was gonna say
sexy
woohoo.
talk.
Oh, yeah,
we made
woohoos.
the
Woohoos.
Yeah, Cully woohoos.
Can you speak Simlish?
No, I can't technically. No, I don't
Okay.
know actually phonetically. Do you actually know
Have a,
phonetically?
have a
mate.
go
No.
though. Have a go. Why don't you try and have a conversation in English?
Slang me, no, me, no.
Slang me, someone do.
Yes, that's it.
That was good.
Do you have any memories in terms of The Sims of like the evilest thing you did? Because I've said this story before. I wanted to make a town. And so I was like, what does every town need? A church with a graveyard.
That's where his brain went first, not like a store.
yeah.
Or like-
No, that's
A
for
church
it.
with a graveyard.
And how do you get graveyards? You have to kill a crap load of Sims. So I spent one afternoon just like murdering everyone, like weeping while I was doing it.
And his parents were looking in on the office, and they'd be like, "Something's wrong with Chris."
I mean, I just drown people. Yours sounds way more sadistic.
I have a vivid memory of building a room, putting an oven in it, like putting like 6 ovens.
That's what
in
I
it.
did.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Make
We all did
make
that.
a shed, one bed,
Set the whole
6
thing on
shitty
fire.
ovens,
Whole
turn them
thing on
on,
fire.
send them to bed.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I read recently, is it like the 20-year anniversary of
Yes.
Sims?
They're,
25,
they're
yeah.
redoing the
25?
they're redoing
Yeah.
the Sims 2. Like it's coming out.
So
recently
It's
and
come out
everything.
already.
Well, they haven't
On
remastered
PC.
it or anything.
Yeah.
Is this going to be in gaming news on the full episode?
No, I sort of talked about it a couple weeks ago, but it has come out on PC now.
That's right.
The
And
original.
apparently, they've just ported it so you can play it on modern hardware, and apparently it's not running very well. And it's a bit of a buggy mess.
Awesome.
Which is a shame.
Great, can't wait to
Very
play.
cool.
Here's a question. Does anyone remember the cheat code for infinite money on The Sims?
I remember there was Rosebud, Motherload. Is that right?
Who
Ka-ching.
was making these
I know.
cheat codes?
I mean, I would have hated the game without them. Yeah, why were they those days? But I use them all the time.
Me
I
too.
couldn't do it. Otherwise, I got bored really easily because you didn't have enough money.
didn't set you up for like what real life is, eh?
No,
Yeah.
because she gets bored now because she's got no money as
Yeah,
well.
she's like, where's the cheat code? Rosebud.
So still happening. One thing you mentioned when we came in, which I might have physically reacted to, like, but didn't say anything, was
Yeah.
one of your favorite all-time games is Pokemon Blue.
Oh, that is my childhood. And not just the game, like the show, the Game Boy game. Like
Yeah.
I remember the year I got, It was the best Christmas ever
Yeah.
in my whole childhood. I got the original Game Boy. That was the one that was clear, so you could see all the.
Not backlit, so you couldn't play it at night. You had to have a light shining on
Had to have a
it.
light on it.
Yeah.
And Pokemon Blue.
How good.
And my starter Pokemon was Squirtle, and shit, my Blastoise was I reckon the strongest Blastoise in the world. Look, I don't want to make that claim, but I do think it was.
I love how if you went back through like every child's copy of Pokemon Red and Blue, I reckon 50% of them will just have their starter Pokemon level like 100.
And the rest are all just shit
garbage.
Rattatas.
Yeah, Pidgeys and stuff. Yeah.
You always, if you had Pokemon Red and if you had Pokemon Blue, you always felt compelled to. If you had Blue, you had to start with Squirtle, and vice, with Red, you had to start
Exactly,
with.
yeah.
And then what about poor old Bulbasaur? You know,
Where was Bulbasaur? Yeah.
Pokemon Green was the first one. It came out in Japan only, and then they made Red and Blue
Yeah.
off of
Didn't
that.
know that.
Yeah, that's a fun fact.
This is how much I love that game. Probably 8 years ago, 8 or 9 years ago, I wanted to replay the game, so I bought an original refurbished Game Boy and refurbished Pokemon Blue and replayed it start to finish.
Did you enjoy it?
I fucking loved it. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I remember being on a plane because I was taking a lot of flights at the time, and I had to buy the light again. I was like, "This is so weird. I can't see what's going on." And
Yeah.
everyone around me must have thought I was an absolute freak.
So let's just say a hypothetical situation. Someone was to buy an old Game Boy, pull it apart, and then like rebuild it, put like a modern screen in it, USB-C charger, backlit with like a slick alloy case, and then use that on airplanes. How would you feel about that?
I'd be deeply obsessed with them.
Yeah, cool.
Is that you?
That's me.
yeah. He learned how to solder and everything. He went deep.
I built two of them,
Yeah.
a Game Boy Color and a Game Boy Advance, and now I use them on the airplane, and it's amazing.
Where
That's
can
so
I buy
cool.
one?
You doing commissions? or-
Honestly, there's a market for that.
I
would
think
be.
there is too.
Yeah.
And because when I was doing it, which was mid last year, purely because I wanted to learn how to solder, and then I also love Pokemon as well. And when I was doing it, I was like, "Shit, is this a bit too full on to pull this thing out on an airplane?"
Nah, I don't reckon at all.
Nah, neither. Yeah.
The only people who like comment or say something are the ones that are jealous because they're not cool enough or smart enough to think of it themselves.
or they haven't got a passion themselves that they're
and
a hobby or something that they're passionate
So
about.
you want to drag
Yeah.
other people down.
People whip
Yeah.
out their bloody bare feet on a plane, and some people bring tiny dogs. If you bring out a cool-looking Game Boy, I think you're fine.
Yeah,
I want to see. Can you send me a photo of it?
yeah.
I really
for
want to
sure.
see it.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
I think it's on Instagram, isn't it?
Thanks, guys.
Somewhere.
We've
Yeah,
gone.
nice work.
We've gone for a trip down memory lane, and we talked about your gaming history and stuff. Is there a game coming out? Because 2025 is a huge year for gaming. There's some really big titles coming out.
Yeah.
Is there a game coming out this year that you're particularly excited about?
GTA 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Ah, yes, of
Obviously.
course.
Definitely excited about that. Also, have you guys heard of the? You're probably going to go, oh, yeah, this is a gaming.
Oh, I don't
podcast."
know.
We are casual though, so maybe not.
Split Fiction.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
coming out
Have
March,
you played?
March
I wanna play
25th.
Have you played the other ones?
It Takes Two.
Yes.
Yeah, loved.
So good.
Literally,
Loved.
these two bang on about that game at
Really?
least weekly.
Amazing. Me and Meg played it last year, and it was just one of the best gaming experiences I've ever had because I got to play with Meg.
That's
And
my dream.
It's so cool.
Because my partner hates this shit.
Same
That
here.
is my dream,
Exactly. We
yeah.
started It Takes Two. We played the first level and got up to the vacuum cleaner, and my wife was like, "Oh, that's enough for today." And we literally, I've suggested it 10 times, and she's just like, "Nah." I'm not
Oh,
interested."
you two
Not
need to
into
play
it.
together.
Oh, you
should
could.
we?
Yeah.
The new one, Split Fiction.
Chris hates this. Okay, move on.
No,
He's like, I don't want to
Oh, you
commit to
didn't
anything.
react.
I was thinking about it. I was like, that could work.
It would also you tell Lucy, your wife, as well. Be like, all right, babe, I'm logging on with Bree now. She'd be
Yeah.
like, wait, what?
Wait,
You're playing games with another woman?
I'll give it a go.
She won't. She'll be like, "Good, someone else is finally helping you get rid of this
Good,
ridiculous
I'm off the hook,
game."
thank God.
Yeah.
So, in terms of, do you ever play any open world type games? Like you mentioned Grand Theft Auto. Do you get into your more open world games, like big ones like God of War or Elden Ring or?
I've never got into those bigger games. My brother's always tried to push me to get into that stuff. My brother's a huge World of Warcraft
Right.
fan.
Wow. Damn, okay.
Massive, like huge, has been for a number of years. So he's always, I love watching him.
Yeah.
Like I remember watching him play Assassin's Creed.
Oh, how good! Back in the day, that was sick.
Yeah, and I felt like I was never good enough. Like it always overwhelmed me quite a bit, those games, but it might be on my list in the future.
What about in terms of your brother playing World of Warcraft? Was he doing that while you were growing up?
Yes.
And so how did you used to feel about him playing that? Did you used to think, sick, that's awesome, or were you a wee bit embarrassed by it?
when all of his friends used to come over and they'd play the in-person, that's an in-person one?
No, Warhammer?
Or are you thinking of Dungeons and
Dungeons and
Dragons?
Dragons.
Yeah. So when that would happen, I'd be like, this is a bit nerdy. But the World of Warcraft game, I used to love watching.
Yeah.
I was always a huge watcher. That sounds really weird. When we were younger, because I feel like some games would scare me, like the more violent ones. But if he was playing, I quite enjoyed watching him play.
There's totally something in watching somebody play a video game. If they're better
Yeah.
at it, or it's a game that you don't really like, but you want to spend time with that person, or you just enjoy watching it.
Absolutely.
Like Meg watches me play video games all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I quite enjoyed it. And you're right, Guy. It was like a bonding thing where we'd get to hang out and kind of, be doing something. So that was quite cool.
Did you ever used to compete against him in like, race car games or sports games or anything like that?
100%. I would always get owned by him.
What about
Yeah.
Tekken?
We used to play Tekken. I used to have this one move. I can't remember the character it was, but it was this move where
Describe the character. I want to guess it.
I'm pretty sure it was one of the ones that had like, it was King. I think it was King.
Oh, the wrestling mask that's a tiger.
With the jaguar head.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
it was
the
that.
wrestler, yeah.
I think it was that character. I played a few different ones, but King was my favorite.
Yeah.
And it'd be this move that I'd do where he'd kind of spin and hit him with the back elbows.
Oh, yeah.
Double back elbows. And my brother just couldn't defend it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and then one time it caused this huge fight between us. He'd be like, "Stop doing that bloody move!"
It's not if imagine actually watching a street fight and some guy actually comes in with the double back. It's not a very effective fighting move. It's a huzzah!
Yeah, exactly. Just stab him in the back.
Question, I'm just going back to before because we've definitely ADHD'd around all these topics. Why did you stop gaming and then what got you back into it? Like obviously lockdown got you back into it, but what stopped you? Was it being a woman? Was it being like societal pressure? Like was it stigma? Do you know?
I 100% like I've never really truly thought about it, but apart from like the last couple of years, and I really do think that in my 20s especially, like I kind of steered away from it because of the stigma around, oh, that's not a girl thing.
Yeah.
That's more like, the boys have got the Xboxes and the PlayStations and whatever. But I always really loved it. Like, and I've always, like, it never went away.
Yeah.
But I think that definitely like made me steer clear of it because I didn't see any other girls playing.
No, exactly.
And like it was my brother and all of his mates, and there wasn't like real representation of like girl gamers back then.
No, because they weren't even really like a lot of the characters weren't woman either.
Nah.
And stuff. Yeah. So that's interesting because I feel like that's a common experience with us millennial women, I think.
Yeah.
Is that we were just kind of like subconsciously like steered away from it. And then I also found it again and I was like, why did I stop this?
Because how long did you like? Was it for you?
It was like I left home at 18 and then I probably didn't pick up a controller again until I was like 26. Probably. So yeah, there was like 8 years there where I just didn't do any gaming. And it was only because my partner had a PlayStation. I started acting in a channel that did gaming. So I kind of just like fell back into it and I was like, that's right. Why did I leave this behind?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there any stigma you want to break? Is that it? Like just women play games too?
Yeah.
And
I think the biggest stigma I want to break, and I've had these conversations with my partner where I'm kind of like, not all games are, there are really good games for women as well. Like, and not that they're catered and made specifically for women, but there's such a massive array of games that I feel like covers there's something for everyone.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of the time, especially women will go, oh, I don't want to play those violent games.
Shooty, bang,
Yeah.
bang.
They're all shooting games and that's not for me, or they're car racing. But there's actually like some amazing, like intricate different games that test your brain and make you think differently and that you would really like.
yes, amen, sister. I
Yeah.
cannot agree more. Should we jump into a little quiz?
Yes. Now
Yeah.
I've written a quiz and I wrote this earlier on this morning, and it's funny because it's 10 questions, right?
Yes.
They get progressively easier as you go along.
Or harder or easier.
Sorry, they get harder. Sorry. They
I was
start,
going to say,
start
that's an
easy.
unusual quiz.
They start easy and they get a little bit harder. Now I reckon you're going to do quite well because already you've mentioned stuff in this podcast
Okay.
that are pertaining to this quiz.
I
Right. So
hate tests. I hate
question
'em.
number 1.
Yep.
I'm an Italian plumber who is always rescuing
Mario.
my love. Who am I? Mario.
This is a very
Yes,
easy
I'm
question.
a Mario.
How many questions are there? 10. Okay, all right.
All right, so we're good so far. What game series features children who leave their homes at 10 to go out into the world and fight their pocket monsters for money?
Right, they're Pokemon.
Yeah.
Nice.
There we go.
When you said leave it at 10, I thought you meant like 10 a.m. or 10 p.m.
No, 10
10
years
years
old.
old, yeah.
It's the
Oh,
wildest.
same.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Very specific game where you can't leave until it's 10 a.m. Have your morning tea. All right, number 3. What game has had collaborations with Marvel, Star Wars, Dragon Ball Z, and Godzilla?
What game has had
God.
collaborations? Fortnite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
3 out of 3.
And not to mention some of the biggest musicians in the world. Like,
Yeah.
it's wild to me how many collaborations they've done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's a Sabrina Carpenter one coming up.
I've heard.
Yeah, Billie Eilish, Ariana Grande.
I bought all those skins.
Eminem. Yeah.
I'm such a nerd. I'm like, wait, there's a Billie Eilish skin? Oh, Ariana Grande on there.
I recently bought the Chapel Roan Hot to Go emote.
Nice.
It's so good.
I'm so gutted I missed that one.
I know.
I am so happy, Guy, that you feel like you're in such a comfortable space that you can admit to that.
Oh, it's amazing. We got a win the other night, and there is nothing better than winning in a squad, running up to the last, because I got the last kill as well, because
Yeah.
we're looking for the last guy. I got him, ran up to where his body was, all of his loot's there, and then just jumping on him and being like, H-O-T-T-F. And they,
I'd
as
be
the
obsessed.
person who is like sitting there going second place and seeing somebody dressed up as Moisty Merman doing a Chapel Roan dance. Oh, I'd be devastated if that was me.
I'd actually love it. I wouldn't mind losing. If that happened to me, I'd
Yeah,
be like,
true.
they deserve to win.
That's a banger of a song.
Yeah, it's a banger.
All right, number 4. What video game series famously has the line, finish him?
Tekken. Oh,
That's what I was going to say too.
finish him.
Close.
Very sexist.
Street Fighter? No.
Close.
Very
The
close.
third one.
The top 3.
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Nice, bro.
Nice, 4 out of 4.
Yeah.
Still says it, apart from the most recent game, but leading up to the most recent game, it would still say finish him if you were playing as 2 female characters, which was very
See,
weird.
there we go. There's that
Yeah.
gender
There you
thing
go.
again. Bloody.
I bought this R-rated game that said a similar thing.
Mobile game. Like, oh god, tap, 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 tap,
I was
tap.
like, this isn't Mortal Kombat.
All right, number 5. Valentine is a town in which video game?
Valentine Pokemon. No.
No. That's a tough one. I
That
don't
is a
think you
tough
would
one.
have.
Valentine. Can I have a hint?
It is a Rockstar game.
It's a huge hint. I don't think she's played it.
Guitar Hero?
No.
No.
I guess.
Rockstar
No.
being the
Rockstar,
company
the
that made
developer.
game.
Oh, yeah, I knew that.
That's a no. We'll say it's a fail.
That's a fail.
Yeah,
it's
no,
in
I
Red
don't
Dead Redemption 2.
I haven't played it.
Oh,
Great
man, you
game.
should
But
jam
I've
that.
heard
You'd
it.
love it.
And to be honest, some of my mates were like, this is your game. Like,
Honestly,
you should play it. Yeah.
amazing. Yeah.
Red Dead's great because it's obviously got the shooty bang bang, amazing storyline, awesome characters, but because it's open world and you can take it at your own pace, you can also pick flowers and like cook meals.
Yeah,
and
see, I
stuff
feel like that's an
like-
open world for me.
Yeah,
it's chill, man.
It's
It's
really cool. Number 6, Pedro Pascal plays which character in the TV adaptation of The Last of
Oh,
Us?
what the fuck is his name? His name? That's what you're looking
Yeah, his
for?
name. The character's name.
The girl's called Ellie.
Ellie,
Nice.
the big Lizzie. I can say that.
Yeah.
Part of the community.
So it's a shame.
What's his first name start with?
Jay.
It's got to be Joe.
Oh, so
Incorrect. Incorrect. That's
So it
incorrect.
says close was Joel.
Of course it is.
Yeah. Number 7.
How do I not know that?
You're playing the game currently.
I've watched the show. I've watched how it's made.
He doesn't have a name tag on though, so I guess, you know.
No, but Ellie always annoyingly, she's like, Joe. And that's what I was trying to think of, but it just didn't come to me.
Number 7, which game famously has the line, follow the damn train, CJ?
Follow the damn train, CJ.
These are getting progressively harder.
Progressively harder.
You did say they were
Yeah.
going to get harder. I'm still kicking myself over the last one.
Here's a hint. It is in a franchise that we have talked about today.
But you haven't specifically mentioned the
Okay.
game.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Nah, I got nothing.
Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
Yeah, that's all right.
Number 8.
Which I did play.
This one's very niche. This has literally happened today. Kiwi actor Carl Urban this week shared the first image of a movie poster of the character that he's playing in the Mortal Kombat 2 movie. What character is he playing? So it's a fighter in Mortal Kombat.
A fighter in Mortal Kombat. God, that's a hard fucking question. Jeez. Not a clue.
Johnny Cage.
I wouldn't have got that either.
Nah, neither.
Yeah, that's all right.
I thought everyone knew that one.
No, it's
Johnny
interesting.
Cage.
He looks great. Number 9. Do your best impression of the noise in the game Age of Empires 2 that makes when the town centre creates a new villager.
Oh,
So you've created a bunch of villagers.
How
to
much
go
does
back-
it cost to make a villager?
I haven't played it since.
50 food.
50
Is it
food.
50 food?
50 food, yeah.
So you got a new villager. It's popped up. What's the noise that the game makes when it's to alert you?
Just have a crack.
Okay, I'll just go with what I feel.
Chris will tell you if you
judge
got
it.
right.
I wish it did. Yeah, no, that was it. Yeah, that's correct.
I knew it. I felt it.
No, it's more like a.
That's right.
Yeah, weird, eh?
God, that brings back memories.
does.
I know the exact. I can hear it in my mind. Yeah.
Yeah. And we'll save that one off. Number 10, you should get this one. What is the cheat code you need to enter in The Sims in order to get more money?
It was Rosebud.
Correct.
Nice.
Rosebud or Kaching for 1,000 and Motherload for 50,000.
For 50,000.
Why would you even bother with the first one if you can just get 50? You know?
Yeah, I
Maybe
usually
you
use
want to
Motherload.
attempt at trying.
Yeah.
You're like, I just need a little bit of a leg up.
I just want to buy this really
Yeah.
nice couch.
Yeah, and then I'll stop.
Yeah. Okay, well, that thing you did pretty damn good.
Yeah, you did.
There's a few embarrassing
5 out of
ones.
10.
Yeah.
That was great. So
I'll
you're a
take it.
great casual gamer.
Yeah, I
right?
think because our whole podcast is we're casual, you know, we play a bit of games, we know a wee bit, but 5 out of 10's right in the money. I
Right.
think.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
don't want to get more than 5 because then you're showing off.
If you
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
8 or above, then we'd probably not even play this episode because you're not
Yeah, you're
casual.
too-
That's
Yeah.
fair.
You know, and it would be against what we
Actually,
are.
That's
if
fair.
anyone listening got more than 8,
Stop listening.
You're out.
unsubscribe.
Probably
Yeah,
not for
yeah.
you.
No.
Get out of here.
Nah.
One last question. How many hours a week do you game, if any?
I'd probably say on a busy week, probably 2.
Yeah.
On a non-busy week, probably 5.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Still casual. Yeah. No,
Yeah,
good.
a little bit
yeah.
of casual gaming.
Love it. Hey, thank you for joining us, Bree. You've
This
been
was
an
so
amazing
fun.
first guest. We've
Yeah.
loved it. If people want to find you, where can they find you online and stuff, or on anywhere?
on
really?
all the socials, at Bree, not like the cheese, BREE, Tomasel, TOMASEL.
Or you just Google what girl farting.
Yeah.
Oh, you have to be really specific.
But don't, maybe put in my name first.
Yeah, don't search it on Reddit or anything like that. It'll come up with some weird stuff.
Yeah, maybe not.
Hey, thanks for joining us, Bree. Well,
Thanks, Bree.
hopefully we'll get you on again another time.
Hey guys, GG's.
Hey!